Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Vince and welcome to the channel. Now, if this is your first time here, first off, I want to say welcome. This channel is down the finance niche, touching subjects like personal finance, saving for the future, as well as more exciting things like trading stocks and trading options. So if you guys are into that kind of stuff and want to learn more, go ahead, consider subscribing to the channel. Now in today's video, guys, we're going to go over my trading success this week, up over 100% in my Robinhood portfolio, as well as 4 stocks that I like into next week. So after watching the video, if you guys enjoyed it, smash the like button, and down in the comments below, let me know what you traded this week and what you were able to capitalize on. Alright guys, so I got the Robinhood app pulled up on the screen. $6,971 in the portfolio right now, up $3,866 in the past week. Going back to February 1st, $3,098, and now $6,971. So some big gains in the portfolio this week, trading options in Microsoft, Boeing, Tesla, as well as a little bit into Netflix as well. So getting into the details, Microsoft, I'm still holding a 190 call. I'm up 70% on that position, $617. I was up over 3,000 in this position. I sold, I think, 6 or 7 contracts on Friday before market close, just to lock in the profits, just in case there was some news over the weekend. Obviously, you guys know the coronavirus is going on, and that is making investors a little bit timid at times. So I didn't want to catch any of that and have this Microsoft stock fall and lose those gains. So I went ahead, I locked that in, and I'm still riding on 3 contracts. Other than that, right now I'm up, on Bitcoin, as well as holding the TQQQ. But, this isn't the only one. I'm going to get into the other trades, the Tesla trade and another Microsoft trade that I did well on. So let me jump into that here on the photos. I hate the way that Robinhood shows your buys and your sells over time. It's really hard to follow, and I knew that for this video, it would be pretty difficult to follow. So I went ahead and I took screenshots of all the trades. So starting out here, Microsoft 190 call on a 320 expiration. I bought that on January 28th. I bought 3 contracts for 27 cents each. So a total of $81. I added to that position, I bought 8 contracts at 51 cents, and I added $408 to that position. So a total of just under $500 on my first Microsoft call. The same day, the next day, I sold those contracts for $1,700. So I sold 10 contracts at $1.70. So put in a little bit under $500 and sold it for $17. So a nice $1,200 gain in a little bit over 2 or 3 days. So really good one there. Microsoft has continued to move up, and you'll see later I have another trade in Microsoft as well. So the next trade in Microsoft is a 190 call on a 417 expiration. So I went ahead and I moved out a little bit further into expiration so I could hold these contracts a little bit longer without the time decay that comes along with these options. So I went ahead on the same day, bought a 417 expiration for $2.26. I bought 5 contracts for a total of $1,130. So I also added that position as well. I added 4 contracts at $3.75 for a total of $1,500. So total equity in this position was, just over $2,600 in this position here. And then on the 7th, so 2 days later, I sold it for $2,800. So basically, this was the one that I'm still holding. So my idea on Friday was to, take my money out of it, take everything I put into it out of it. So I took $2,800. I put in $2,600, so I made $200 on that one, and now I'm still holding that last one I showed you, which is right here. So still holding this one, up $617. So overall on this option, on the 417 expiration, I'm up a little bit over $800, and I plan on holding that into next week. The big one that I'm sure everyone has heard about is the Tesla. Tesla has been going absolutely nuts, and I was able to capitalize on that last week. So on February 3rd, I bought, 1 contract at $2.28 for $228. And, on the next day, I sold that for $17.90. Total $1,790. So in one day, making a little bit over $1,500 in that position. Totally wild. Obviously, I wish I added more, but, that's hindsight is 2020. Everyone wishes they added more. And, I know there's plenty of people that made tons of money on this call right here. So overall, that was, most of my gains, guys. I had a little bit of options in Netflix as well as Boeing, but this was the bulk of the gains, $3,870 over the past week. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead, jump on the computer here, go over to some of the stocks that I like into next week. I'll show you guys the charts and just sort of explain what I'm looking at. So let's get right into it. First one on the top left here is Tesla. As you guys can see, that huge bull off top, up to almost $1,000 a share. That's absolutely wild. And at that time, everyone knew that it was just getting a little bit too overextended. And as you guys can see, it dropped the next day from $845 to $698, around there. So huge sell-off. But now after this bull off top is over, I'm looking at the longer term here. So if I was to draw this trend line, starting from the beginning of when we started to get this move up, you can see that, if this stock sort of consolidates here or drops down to the 660, 670 area and finds some support and starts to ramp up again, I'm going to be, watching this for another potential parabolic move up to maybe $1,000. So I don't think Tesla's over in the short term. It might be a little exhausted, but keep an eye on it, guys. This could definitely have another run up. The next one I'm looking at is Microsoft. Obviously, I've been trading this one for, this week. I'm watching it into next week. As you guys can see, let's go and zoom in a little bit further into this. So looking into, this month right here, so in between these two red dotted lines here and here, that's 1 month of time. So it's a pretty, violent move up in Microsoft after their earnings, which is, right here on this little red telephone here, that's earnings. So right after that earnings, you saw this move up in Microsoft stock, whereas the week or the months prior, it was relatively flat. So I think there's some positive momentum in this stock. I think obviously their earnings call was positive, and I see some more upside to this. So if the market stays okay, if there's no coronavirus scare or no political tensions that are going to affect the stock market overall, I see nice upside in Microsoft, and I definitely keep an eye on it. Third one is Boeing. So as you guys know, the 737 MAX has been absolutely horrendous for Boeing. Stock has been falling ever since. So as you can see, we're in a pretty big downtrend here. So obviously drawing some simple trend lines, we're sort of in this channel down here. Obviously it's a little rough, but that's the basis of it. So I'm looking, as of last week, I was seeing this, hit this bottom trend line here, testing the bottom support of this channel, and I was able to get in for a little bit of a spike up and sold relatively quick because, I didn't think this was a long-term play here. I saw that, there was a pretty big resistance point right here, as you guys can see around this 330 area. You can see that there was some resistance there. It fell through, broke resistance, and then retested and actually broke through it, which is a good sign. But I just sort of used this as a trade. I was really trading it, in this area right here. So, right around here is where I was trading Boeing's options. And now I'm out of it. I don't know what the long-term potential of this is, but I do know that at some point in the future, Boeing will get these airplanes back, going, flying. Companies will start putting in orders again, and this stock should be back to normal. It's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of if you want to time the market and see when Boeing is going to go back up. If you care about the long term, I obviously think this is a great buy, but obviously it does have some more room to the downside potentially, so it's just a matter of timing. The next one I'm looking at is Pepsi. So Pepsi is in a pretty nice uptrend here. This is on the daily chart, obviously. So drawing some nice trend lines, nice uptrend here, testing these support levels, and now breaking out to the upside at an all-time high of $145. So Coke had a really good earnings call, and I'm anticipating Pepsi to have a similar earnings call, and Coke actually spiked on that earnings, and hopefully Pepsi does similar. So I'm going to watch this into earnings. It's next week. I don't really like buying options into earnings, obviously, because the implied volatility starts to get very expensive. Option contracts start to get very expensive. But I'm going to watch this one. Obviously a good potential candidate for some more upside and some options trading as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick overview of my trading week, as well as the 4 stocks that I'm looking into next week to trade options on. I'm going to continue to update you here on a weekly basis of my trading performance, good or bad, as well as continue to make some financial education videos on the channel. So if you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.